Again, the king will try to last. He will make sure this kingdom will not go down in a nasty blast. I say hello to you once more, my friends. The new kingdom will rise and inevitably fall upon the ruins of what was once Salamanderis. I know many of you ask what happened to Salamanderis. Why is there no record of its fate? Well, it is my sad news to deliver you that it was eaten. Oh yes, the entire kingdom was eaten by a monster known only as the Corruption. It corrupted the area, it made sure it was lost, and now because of it the entire kingdom will now no longer exist. So instead I have to rebuild and work off their knowledge. We purchase hammers, we purchase bows. We'll make sure this kingdom will not already be singing out its death throes. So what shall we do, and what knowledge do we have? What knowledge do we pick up from the kingdom who once stood as we try to build, expand and defend? Well, my good friend, I know what to do. We learned a new theory about the monsters and how they attack, what strategies they use. At the one end of this land, this very big island, there is a secret, there is a place from which these horrible monsters emerge. The monsters come from a portal carved into the earth itself, carved into the rocks, which means these things are of a very strange origin, which we still do not know. So what shall we do is we shall make sure we can defend. We will hedge our bets and choose the area to defend. For now I build one tower to make sure that we have at least one area defended. I also take this extra coin with which I can use to not have a stake of sirloin, but I can use to recruit new men to defend our lands very soon. Well, you see, my archer, he loyally gets me another coin. Now I have a total of 4. You there, my friend, pick this one off the floor and see me back at the base, where I will give you a bow from which you can defend my lands. A deer also strays into our town. How a nice thing it is, a very nice thing. So now I have a tower and 3 archers. Perhaps we will make sure that the Day of One is one that was used productively. For now we will enter the Night of One, and with the Night of One we will be in a very, very interesting position. It's always the first test of a kingdom, with the first true test being the first blood moon. So will this town live, or will we swoon, and will we bow down to the will of the monsters, or will we stand strong and independent? I do not know, but we will find out very, very soon. Fair Archer, have you any coin? No, you do not. Oh, yes, you do. Thank you, Fair Archer, for your coin. A very worthy contribution to the defense of this town. With it, I will use to purchase another stockade. Now we have 3, which means we will create a strong blockade. We will make sure no monsters enter this town. They will not breach. They will not breach. We will be safe. Oh yes, so safe indeed. There we go, Fair Archer, Fair Builder. Build my tower, for the first night is upon us. A nice white moon rises. And hopefully, just hopefully, despite the fact our kingdom emits a lot of light, we will not receive a nasty fright and have to fight. Perhaps for now, the monsters soon roam these lands, do not know of my presence. I hope they do not, otherwise we will be facing quite a disaster. They know we're here already, they know we're here. The monsters attack my walls, but they are met with no resistance. Archers, archers! Where are you? Archer, my friend, why do you not defend the wall? Why do you refuse? Why are you allowing the kingdom to fall? Monsters shall break in, they kill my builder. They kill him in gold blood and steal his coin. That is a coin which we lose, one I cannot regain. My archers have let me down on the Night of One. This does not bode well for our future, my friends. This means we could face very dark times ahead. I have to use money to replace my poor builder. Money which should be used to expand and defend. This is not a good position to be in, my friend. However, the monsters chose to attack from the west. Perhaps this is the direction they see as being best. I now suspect I know what to do. If we continue to build our defences and focus on the west, We will show them that we can give them our best. We will defend and we will expand, for we found the kingdom of Stwalev. The kingdom of Stwalev. The kingdom of Stwalev will be one that defends. We worship the colours violet and white, and we will be as strong as a bear. For bears are a strong creature, oh yes they are. And with a bear, we will also be quite fair. I will treat the monsters fairly, I shall shoot them between the eyes. I see it as fair, as they will always try to kill me, so I may as well give them what they deserve. Now, fair builder, take this hammer, make sure you build my wall and make it strong and tall. If I can gather more coin, then I will make sure we can increase our walls further. However, I am concerned that my archers do choose to not do my bidding. Fair archer, have you any coin? Thank you, I will hire another archer. Perhaps this next archer I hire will defend me. He will climb into the stockade. Oh yes, he will. And with it, he will make sure that the kingdom does not fall. For if we allow my men to go slack, well, we may already be looking at the back of the face of death. If I had one more coin as well, I could upgrade this wall, and then I could make it incredibly tall. Does anyone have a coin to donate? Well, yes, you do. In fact, you just killed another rabbit. I sell its pelt and take another coin into my treasury. Now, before the sun sets on the day of 2, we shall expand this wall and make it stronger. So there we go. 3 coins are invested. Now, my friend, expand this wall. Make our defenses stronger and more tall. Now we will make sure to avert our fall. For the last night was one of disaster. It disappointed me, for we should have not had a breach in our kingdom. However, my archers, they just choose not to defend. They just choose to go wherever they please. Fair archer, I know you reject my coin, but please climb into the tower, climb into the stockade. If the monsters attack from the west, then you are what is my best. You will be who I have to use to defend. Also, fair builder, please come back within the walls. We must make sure we are ready to prevent the kingdom from meeting a nasty fall. If the kingdom does fall, I will not be happy at all. There we go, fair archer, return to my walls. Stand in the tower now, please. Thank you, my friend. You play your trumpet most calmly, but most plucky. Now let us hope that tonight we will be quite lucky. The moon already rises on the night of 2. We will make sure that we kill the monsters through and through. Make sure your arrows are shot straight and true, even if they all fire in an arc. But they will make sure they hit the enemies and give them a nasty bark. The moon rises and is somewhat yellow tonight as well. It's not big and white, not big and bold. Just white. Just white. But at the same time, something about the white moon seems more right. I know it sounds like I judge a man. I sound like someone who could be a racist. However, I just mean that the moon always looks best when it is white. When the moon is white, our night is bright. When the moon is yellow, it just seems off-putting. However, better a yellow moon than one of red, one of blood, one of dread. And it can make all my men and my entire kingdom very dead in a very short amount of time. So we must spend wisely now the day of 3. What shall we do on the day of 3? Well, perhaps we should continue to expand, continue to defend. I shall upgrade my tower and make it stronger. However, now we reach our wall, which will prevent our fall, but now it could potentially become our fall. Without another archer, or at least without our technology, we must now go and seek out, we must explore. Out here somewhere lies the gift of the gods, and if we were to pay it most kindly, and there is a boat, which we will make float. But if we were to tribute to the gift of the gods would give us our gift. It would teach us new things, new technologies, ones of stone, and with it we could make sure that I will not ever leave my throne. So I continue to explore out into the east, where I know there are no monsters roam, but there is also a chest, which is filled with coins, which is only for the best. So I take these coins, which fill my treasury, fill my pockets. I will spend that money most wisely, however I continue to explore. Out here is a statue of a man. I donate it 4 coins to make it light, and I donate it more coins to make it even more bright. I continue to donate it coins to continue to expand it. Now it glows, and now it is grand. Perhaps it will help me out one day. It is always good to pay respect to one's gods. However, we are now halfway through today. We discover that in the east there is only water. However, that is not where the monsters will emerge, with which they seek to give us a horrible slaughter. The gift of the gods must exist in the west, somewhere where the monsters rest. We must explore tomorrow, for the day is late. We shall return with what coin I have not yet spent. I shall invest in more archers to make sure we are stronger, and then we can survive for a little bit longer. So we continue to explore and move. The deer, they prance and they skip, by the way. They seem so carefree in this lovely little world. To be carefree would be lovely. However, for now, we must make sure I kill all those monsters. Continue to ride, my dear horse. I know you tire, I know you pant, but it's okay. It means if you continue to serve me well, at least I will not have to rant. Now I grant you 2 coin and grant you 2 citizenship. And with this extra coin I gain from the dead deer, I can use to create extra bows. Now lend me your ears and lend me your coins. You are performing exceptionally well. Your arrows as well, they seem to strike me. Are they higher quality? Perhaps the statue has already provided me with a gift. A gift that will be very, very strong. Now upgrade these towers and upgrade these walls. Be quickly, my young builder, for soon we will have to defend for the night. The night of 3 has already begun, and with these walls up we can also make sure we are strong. So come on, my builder, focus on the tower, focus on the wall, just focus on what will prevent our fall. The night already rises, the moon is nearly halfway done, and our tower now stands tall. It also gives us light. The kingdom of Stwalev will make sure to always put up a fight. And yes, my arrows, they seem stronger. They seem faster and more accurate. It seems that the gods have gifted me for my reasonable tithe, which I have given them. So now build that wall and make sure it stands tall. I feel like we are making a step in the right direction. A direction which will provide us with life. A direction which will provide us with sustainability. A direction which will provide us with victory. And now I still have 3 coins left to spend. What should I spend them on? I do not know. I shall save these coins, in fact, though, for the gift of a god. Or perhaps we should build ourselves a new town hall. It would seem fitting, I do believe. I give a trader some coin. For some reason, he has not gifted me wealth. Perhaps yesterday, on the day of 3, a foolish king may have forgotten to tribute him. Nevertheless, it is of no matter today. What we could do is, perhaps we could expand. No, we cannot. We do not yet have the option to continue our expansion. So instead, I will venture out into the west. I know there is a danger that monsters exist here. However, I explore past the ruins of old kingdoms, past the bushes which have many birds. We shall discover what lies out here. Oh yes, things lie out here, plenty of things. But also chests filled with coin, which I can use. And it feels very good when they rub against my loins. And I find it at last, the gift of the gods. I gift it the coin, and now we shall be gifted with the ability to build in stone. I also see a sign, which does not really help. All it does is just look pretty in the forest. But also, I also take even more coins and more coins. My bag is quite full now, I do suspect. I see more camps filled with vagabonds and peasants. I do not mean to speak ill of them, by the way. It's just that is what they are. It is only truthful. Now my horse grows quite tired and I find a bridge. Perhaps this is a bridge which leads us to a land of darkness. I see horrible rocks rising in the distance, and yes, I see it. A great mountain. A mountain that's huge. That is a portal, my friends, which has eaten 2 deer. It's a portal that consumes and produces. It consumes, that is all good in the world, and it only produces monsters of evil. Every night, that is the doorway from which they rise, from which they enter our world. If we could concentrate all our defences on the west, that is where the monsters approach, and it is the only path they see as best. So if we construct our defences, we make them tall, we will never fall. We could even live to perhaps to the day of 20, or even if we are optimistic, the day of 25. Live longer than any kingdom which has ever lived. It would be something I would like to achieve. However, we must continue to hurry, my horse. I know you are tired, but a moon is already rising. I suspect a blood moon will be approaching soon as well. Something feels foreboding about tonight. I do not trust tonight. Fair Archer, I know you are hunting tonight. However, I would feel safer if you returned to the walls. I have plenty of coin. My coin sacks are heavy. But please return to the base. I suspect we are about to have a night which will be a fight. The moon's about to rise. Will it be red? Will it be the thing that fills my heart with dread? I see brightness in the distance. I see a light. The moon rises in a shade of white. Take these coins, you two fine fellows. I will provide you with bows with which to defend the kingdom. I now have plenty of archers at my command, and with them we will now continue to expand. Fair builder, I feel confident in my defense. I expand my kingdom once more. I construct walls, which will continue to provide us with a peripheral defense, even though these monsters choose to attack the huge wooden fence. And my archers, they continue to serve quite loyally. They shoot even better. They shoot straight and true. That gift to the gods really has proved to be a worthy investment. And now with these many coins I carry, the ones I have found, I shall expand our walls. I shall make them stronger. They shall be tougher, and they will always be a mother to my archers. So improve our defences while the new day begins. The day of 5, I believe, is what we now existed within. Thank you for the coins again, fair trader. Take your payment and then leave my lands. I shall deal with you another day. Now, fair builder, you will continue my expansion. Perhaps I should hire a second builder too. It would seem like a good idea. However, it seems I also cannot expand my kingdom, though I can, of course. Expansion can only occur when one stands in the correct location, but we will expand to have our town hall, and with it we will now truly never fall. It stands tall, it stands with straw, but now the kingdom of Shtualev is one that will be stronger and will last even longer. Now, fair builder, how do you proceed? Continue to build my tower of stone. It provides my archers with their own little throne. 2 archers sit on the tower. My learned friend seems excited to see what I have constructed. What I have constructed, my learned friend, is a tower. It now exerts our power. We could also build other worthy improvements. A catapult, perhaps, would be even a good investment. However, I still cannot expand onto this patch. I cannot build a great wall here. Perhaps if I was to expand east first, perhaps that is what I need. A prerequisite. So before I can expand into the west. Now, I do not see that as best. I see that as somewhat arbitrary, somewhat silly. However, I am not the one to argue with the powers of those who even I cannot comprehend, even this old god. So instead, he will invest in a second builder to continue the construction. Our kingdom grows, but it grows faster than it can, than all our manpower can provide. So I give him a coin. I will give him a hammer. It will also be a good backup in case our other builders should fall, should the monsters choose to stand tall and provide us with even more trouble than they usually provide. Construct a stockade here as well to continue our defense. However, my defense will always be prioritized to the lands of the west. Perhaps we could expand our town hall further as well. With a contribution of 8 coins, we could be even stronger. However, something seems foreboding. The clouds in the west seem to express a shade of red. The sun disappears behind the mountains. These mountains which stand so tall, yet look like just a simple pile of rocks. I suspect the moon which rises tonight is not one that is white nor that is yellow. It will not fill the land with an optimistic brightness, one of beauty, one of romance. Instead, it fills our lands with a darkness that night should not be. Those who think night should be bright are wrong. Night should be bright. Those who think night should not be bright are wrong. Night should be bright. Night should be bright, but not in the shade of red, which can only presume that tonight is a night of the dead. I hope it passes quickly. I hope it does not. It does not. It does not slow, it does not haggle. I do not want to have a night of death. I do not want to have a night of blood. The first monster already approaches. They continue to approach. Fair archers, shoot them down. Shoot them down. Make sure I do not have to give them my horrible frown. You archers fired magnificently, my friends. Barely an arrow missed, and now we can continue to survive. And not one monster also approached from the east. I feel safer now, my friends. I feel that we can continue to survive. We enter the day of 6 as an optimistic people. Now we can continue to expand and begin to think. Perhaps one day we would like to leave these lands. Perhaps one day we will explore out into the east. But for now is the day of 6 and where I will leave this chapter. I hope to see you tomorrow when this story continues. The story of the Kingdom of Shtualev. Those who take over when the Kingdom of Salamandaris was unfortunately killed by corruption. I will see you there, my friends, for the continued saga.